All right, so start driving. Let's see. Actually, I'll do a little bit of this. Let's see. Then show the menus.
Obey traffic laws, be alert and use voice commands while driving.
One feature for people that have not driven electric cars, they have basically one pedal driving. So I'm on a private driveway here. I'll scroll on the screen, but you can see it has one pedal drive. So when you release the accelerator, everybody wants to call it a gas pedal, but obviously no gas. When you release the accelerator, the car basically slows down, and that also helps recharge the battery. So I'll show it a little more as we get out on a little slightly more open road with both features. Here, for now, I'll turn it off. You can see the car did come to a stop before I turned it off, almost to a stop. And that was just releasing the accelerator. Now that setting is off, it's slightly uphill on this driveway. And it kind of coasts. My foot's off the accelerator, coasts. If you step on the brake, it'll obviously work just like any other car, and it'll slow down and actually recharge the battery. I'll do the same thing now with this selected. Actually, you can see it brought to a stop, my foot not on the accelerator. A little bit for the acceleration. I don't want to floor it here because I'm in a driveway, but I'll show a little bit of it. A little bit of a slide. And when I release the gas pedal, the car comes to, or accelerator pedal, excuse me, car comes to a stop. It's very quiet to drive. Yesterday I was driving on the highway speeds plus about 10, and it's quiet. It has the driver assist. At the end I'll make a list of the things I like and don't like about it, but the driver assist almost feels like automatic driving. Usually I turn left, but I'll go right just so I can do show a little acceleration test. I do have a video of getting on an on-ramp, and the acceleration is very impressive for anyone that hasn't driven electric vehicles. Not as fast as the Tesla's Model 3 performance or Model Y performance that I've driven, but it's for as big of a truck as it is, it's extremely fast. else. It's kind of a straightaway. It's not very long. I'm not going to floor because I don't want to spin the tires. But just to kind of show a little bit of the acceleration. Here's from 0. The stop sign about, I don't know, 400 yards ahead, but there's 60. And that's actually slowing down by itself. My foot off the accelerator. And I've got to have to add a little bit of brake. I didn't have a timer, but I guess looking at the recording, we can check it. That was actually in normal mode, not in sport mode. Not sure how much difference that would make. Alright, so while I'm driving to the dealership, things I like, things I don't like. The driving is awesome. It feels heavy, probably because I don't know the weight of it. I'll have to look it up. But it accelerates well. It handles like a truck, but I drive a truck daily anyway. The range on it is, I think, a little weak. I think it was 210 at a full charge. I think they do have an upgraded version. But for the kind of driving I would do, it would be fine. I just basically need a daily driver back and forth to work, and I'd plug it in when I get home. That's probably the best part. Never having to stop at a gas station again, as long as I stay local. Personally, I'd still keep at least one fossil fuel or an ICE vehicle, internal combustion engine vehicle around. The range drops off dramatically with towing. There's some other YouTube videos on that. So I probably wouldn't use it to tow anything unless I was going somewhere just local to drop something off or pick something up. I don't do much towing myself, so it doesn't really affect what I want. And like I said, I would keep one vehicle that's internal combustion around for that anyway. It's nice to have the ability to charge it on 110, but obviously it doesn't charge very quickly, so you have to have the install of the 220 plug to be able to charge it overnight. Otherwise you can't really use it every day, especially if you're driving kind of far. For a truck, it's nice having this open storage area in the back, but it's also the fact that it has no engine in the front. You have the advantages of a trunk in the front, so something you don't think about for when buying a truck. It doesn't have two-wheel drive, all-wheel drive selections, because I think it's all-time all-wheel drive. And based on the acceleration, it feels like it does. It doesn't spin out like my two-wheel drive Toyota Tundra does. Personally, I kind of like the one-pedal driving. It'd be weird to get back into a vehicle. It doesn't have that. When you release the accelerator, the car keeps coasting, but here I'm just releasing it and it basically coming to a stop. I didn't turn on the cruise control yet, but it has the adaptive cruise where it'll follow behind a vehicle and stay a certain distance behind it. not auto driving, but you can see it'll actually follow the road. Actually, there's a car up ahead. We'll see kind of what it does as this guy goes around. Yeah, it's probably going to slam on the brakes, so I don't want to watch to see what happens. If the speed limit changes when you're cruising, it'll actually adjust. And I think that's, you can adjust that on the menu over here, but for now it seems like every single time the speed limit changes, it adjusts to 3 miles per hour over the speed limit. Move my hand from the wheel for a second, you can see that it'll turn this corner by itself. If I do that for too long, it tells you to hold the wheel. Wiggle the wheel a little. It's a little eerie letting it drive by itself. It also sits right in the middle of the lane. Personally, I like to be slightly on the right side of the lane when I'm driving on a two-way road. A little farther away from head-on traffic. Especially when it's a big truck like that coming ahead. So I moved it over there. I'm going to tell it to speed up, and you'll see that it won't, obviously because of the adaptive cruise control. So now it's set to a higher speed, but it's following the car in front. I turned it off for now. Great. See how this works. Well, that guy went straight, and I don't want to follow him, so I'm going this way. On this road like that. That's it, it canceled that. Again, it's not supposed to have auto driving, it's just driver assist. But as you're driving it around, it seems to try to follow the lines and with you. Right then the wheel was turning by itself. Just talking to someone on the phone recently, and they were driving around with a car, and then somebody was blowing leaves leaves blew in front of the car, and the car thought it was going to have an accident and applied the brakes. So I think driving on this road right now with the leaves blowing around might throw off the driver assist as well. Looking down at the dash, it has this trip is 2.5 miles per kilowatt hour. So driving on the highway last night,
800 feet, turn left on Pennsylvania 74.
at about 70, I think that trip was
Take
just
the second left on Pennsylvania
just
74.
under 2 miles per kilowatt hours. I think I saw 8 or 1.8. What are you doing? Okay, these people don't know how to drive. Oh, they're both turning left, but they don't know how to drive. So that 2.5 miles per kilowatt hour is like ends up being like 4 cents a mile at our current electric prices at home. I think the 1.8 is like 5 cents a mile. Actually, I'm gonna turn here. It's not telling me to, but
In 600 feet, turn left on East Broad Street.
Jesus. Truck got my attention.
Turn left on East Broad Street. In 400 feet, turn right on North Lombard Street. Turn right on North Lombard Street. In 800 feet, turn right on Pennsylvania 24, then arrive at Appleford.
Another thing I noticed, most cars get worse gas mileage driving around the city,
Turn right at the traffic light, then arrive at Appleford.
and better on the highway. It appears to be the reverse for electric vehicles, I think because
In
of the,
800
well,
feet,
I'm pretty
arrive
sure
at
because of
Appleford.
the braking regenerates the power. So as you slow down, you actually produce power. Well, with a normal internal combustion engine car, you do not. So you lose all the power that you use to accelerate every time you slow down.
Arriving at Appleford.
Stuff. Turn this off. There's your trip summary. 2.7 miles per kilowatt hour. 11 miles. Comes on my paperwork. Some other features we could see.